Okay, so here we are, video number 3. I'm going to kind of recap some of the things that we discussed at last Thursday night's meeting, because I think they will transition well into how I want to end this video. For many of you, you knew that the name of the actual meeting was What the Fuck, and we had been leading up to that. And basically, I want you to understand, by putting all this stuff together, what I actually meant by that. I want you to prioritize yourself, okay? We talked about that. What time of day can you set aside some time just for you? How much time can you devote? How will you spend that time? Think about things like that. You know, maybe you start to write some of this stuff down. How strong is your support system? Do you have a few go-to friends, you know? If so, can you be completely honest and true with them? If not, how can you go about finding those people in your life? How can you be a badass? How do you see yourself when you own that confidence? When you walk into a room and you can just feel that you just got the attention. And if you're like, well, Kim, I don't know what that feels like. Practice it. Stretch your shit. You know, try and figure out how you find that inner okay? Keep up with your eternal evolution. We're never going to get it right. You know, we're always just going to keep trying, and we're going to keep changing to morph into what life needs us to be. There are no mistakes. Okay, this is the most important thing I can tell you right now. We're going to throw the word mistake right out the window, and we're going to refer to them as life lessons. Because if we learn something from stumbling or from doing something that we would always refer to as a mistake or something wrong, and we don't learn or grow from it, you know, you're just beating yourself up. So life lesson, it's a life lesson. What can you take away from something in your life that you kind of feel sorry that you did, or that you regret, or learn from it? Stop apologizing, okay? So in experimenting with what the fuck and being a badass, I want you to think about these things and maybe, again, write these down. But 3 things in your life that you can let go. Kiss them goodbye. No, they don't belong there. They're just sucking the time and energy out of your heart, your spirit. 3 ways that you can put you first, okay? Could be simple. Could be like, you know what? On Sundays, I'm going to pour a glass of bubbly and take a bubble bath. Find those 3 friends that are your go-tos, okay? We all need that. 3 ways you can be a badass. I'm telling you. 3 changes that you can make to keep reinventing yourself. That personal reinvention is so huge. We talked about this before. I can't believe that still now, almost at 56, I still feel like I'm changing almost every single day. 3 life lessons that you can just give the finger to and move forward. Just forget them, you know. Admit to them, write them down, then throw them out. Alleviate your fears. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself stories and engage with your present self and your past self and your current self. And talk to yourself like you would a friend. All right? So along those lines, this is what I'd like you to do this week. Or how about this month, if you want to work on it this month? I want you to write a letter to yourself. And it could be a letter to your current self. It can be a letter to a past self in a particular situation. It could be a letter to your future self and how you expect to see yourself in a year or 2 years or next week. But write a letter, you know, a Dear Kim letter, and sign it and keep it. As we enter into the next meeting, which will be journaling your heart out on July 11th, we're going to start to give you some ways to start to write some things down. So maybe go get a special journal or if you're more comfortable just carrying a little notebook around. I try and give everybody in the meeting one that just sits in their purse, and a little one so that they always have something to write a note down. I'm old school, so I like to have the pen and the paper. But we'll get more into the journaling aspect, and I'll help guide you through some ideas that are very cathartic, and you release a lot when you start to write it down. And you know what else happens? You actually start to get a little bit more creative, which is kind of cool, because as we get older, you know, that part, that play part, that having fun part, that imagination tends to stagnate when everyday life kind of takes us down and reality sets in, and bills and so yeah, it kind of gives your brain a way to go, wow, I can still dream I'm a dolphin, or I can forgive myself in a letter. I can forgive others in a letter. I can be grateful in a journal. We'll get through that. Anyway, that's it for this week. Hope you all are doing well, and we will talk again next week.